We need to take them out now.
Yes.
You're going to wait till they get a nuclear weapon? Indoctrination in our schools from these younger people. I noticed this, these younger, like 20-something-year-olds out of college and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And another big part of it is the media. It's Brian Reedy. I'm Brian Reedy in the chat.
Okay.
It's sad that Trump is, having to send the ICE agents there, but, he's got to do what he's got to do.
Yeah.
The Democrats have refused to pay these people. This is our security. We don't know, we need all hands on deck during this time to make sure our country's safe.
Yes.
And to keep people out that don't need to be here.
Yes.
The Democrats are playing games, with the funding because they want their way on things.
Yeah.
But they're putting people's lives at risk. They're putting our country at risk.
Yes.
So I totally agree with, he's got to do what he's got to do.
Yes.
If the Democrats would, think about our country first, we would have our TSA agents paid.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah. I'm coming to conclude that people don't care about America. They rather see America mess up just to make President Trump look bad. And that's a sad moment.
Right.
That's a sad moment in time when you have that happening. I'm listening to people talk and reading the comments. They rather have the country fail than to have President Trump look good. That's crazy.
Well,
Go ahead.
Yeah, and a big part of that is a lot of it's indoctrination in our schools from these younger people. I noticed this, these younger, like 20-something-year-olds out of college and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And another big part of it is the media. The media is still lying to people, especially the mainstream media.
Yeah.
And people are just, even after lie, people still go back and listen to these people. And, I don't know where they get this information from sometimes. Yeah. But, I've been on this planet 60 years, and I've been paying attention to politics for at least 40.
Yes.
So I've got a good, idea of what's going on.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Yeah, schools and the media definitely is the breeding ground for Democratic Party. Most schools are Democratic, and the media is most Democratic as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then once you grow up, you turn Republican. When you start seeing the reality of things.
Because I, when I was younger, when I was going to college, I went to college, and in those days, you were fed all these liberal ideas. Abortion was fine and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Women's rights.
Yeah.
And all this stuff that you learned. But as you go through life, you have kids.
Yes.
You have a job. You have responsibilities.
Yes.
You become conservative.
No doubt.
And that's a fact.
Yes, that's a fact. Grown-ups are Republicans. Grown-ups are Republicans, totally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The children have been running the show, the past 4 years because Biden wasn't aware of anything that was going on.
Not at all.
So all of the leftover people from the Obama administration that had stuck in there through the first Trump term, because Trump didn't realize then how much he was going to get stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
He learned a valuable lesson, about the real deep state, because there is a deep state.
Yes.
There's people in there that spend their entire lives in these government offices, making bank. And so.
Yeah.
It's just, Trump learned this time, that's why they went in and they got rid of all these unnecessary jobs. And he pulled out a clean cabinet this time.
Mm-hmm.
He learned from his mistakes.
Totally did. He knew that. He realized, oh my gosh, they're not even working with me. They're working against me. Yes, definitely.
They were.
Yeah.
And against all of us. And I don't want to hear about how much the war is costing us. Look how many lives, the past 47 years fighting Iran. They're attacking our soldiers and everybody. Look what that's cost us in blood and treasure.
Yeah.
So we got to spend a little money now to end the problem, that's been generations long.
Yeah.
Then, I don't have a problem with it.
Yes.
And I fully believe that Trump is going to get in, do what he's got to do. He's going to give the country back to the people, and he's going to get out.
Yes. Yeah, he will.
Trump doesn't like war.
No.
All these people want to call him this and that. But, he really is a peace guy,
yes.
But, this is peace through strength. We got to, stamp down all these bullies and people that are, trying to destroy us and Israel and everybody else.
Yes.
We need to take them out now.
Yes.
You're going to wait till they get a nuclear weapon and they hit somebody, and then will you believe it?
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's the crazy part. I think they do. I think, I hope it hasn't had to take that for us to come together. I really don't. I really, really don't.
I don't either, but I mean, yeah, I don't. You know, I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, the other night, Trump, you know, it was a perfect example during the State of the Union
Mm-hmm.
when you know he asked everybody
To stand.
that you know were for American citizens to stand.
Yeah.
That tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah. That tells
You
you.
know,
right
I
there.
watched when I watched the Democratic convention when they voted God out of the Democratic platform.
Mm.
They took 3 votes. I think it was during around the time Obama was in.
Mm.
They took 3 votes. They rejected God all 3 times. I could see myself that, yeah, hey, you know, that's the end of them.
Mm.
Because, you know, when you take God out of your life and out of
Yes.
your country,
Yes.
then you're opened up to all kinds of evil.
Yeah, and we're seeing it. We're actually seeing it. We're actually seeing it right now. This is a
Yep.
very slippery slope that people are not realizing is happening. You know, and younger people don't
Yeah.
see it. I think the older people can see, like, whoa, we're shifting to shifting to more negative and the wrongs of moral society. You know what I'm talking about? And it's not right. It's not
Exactly.
just. It's not just. I gotta let you go though. Ryan, call back. Brian, call back anytime. I really
sir.
appreciate you, man. I really do. Call back, okay?
I appreciate you too, brother. Good show, and tell you know everybody in the chat I say hi. So
Okay, all right.
I'll try to get back on.
All right, thank
All right,
you.
thank you, Mike.
All right, no problem. Bye. Well, great caller.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Great caller.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome.